You're watching WKBN 27 First News, where your news comes first in high definition.
Welcome back to First News this morning. Our time right now, about 23 minutes after the hour. Fall is here now, and we got to start talking more about germs.
Absolutely. It all signals the beginning of the flu season. First News This Morning contributor Dr. Michael Sevilla is joining us this morning with tips on how to decide what flu shot to get, when to get a flu shot, should you get a flu shot. There's been a lot of talk because of this new 4-strain flu shot that's out, but your chances of really finding it are small.
They are very small. They said that there's about 130 million flu shots that are going to be given out, but only 30 million are the 4-strain, and it's not any better than the 3. And you know, there's all kinds of flu shots out there now. There's there's one that has 3, there's one that has 4, there's one that has a shorter needle that goes in the skin,
right?
And then there's one that goes in the muscles. So it's very confusing out there these days.
Well, what about, we were talking about that in the last hour, and I said I was going to ask you. They said it like pricks your skin, the shorter needle. What is the deal with that, and why are they pushing that? No,
it's just
an option.
It is just an option. Some people, you know, and are very frightened about the longer needle, so that's an option for them. There's also a flu shot that's a mist, like you talked about before, especially for kids. That's good for them. So there's a lot of great opportunities for people to get immunized this year.
And you kind of want to jump on this bandwagon now. You say now is the time to get your shot. If you're already sick, should you be getting a shot?
Yeah, that's a great question. I get that question a lot, and you should really work with your doctor on that. But you know, sometimes if you do have a fever or you're ill, or this time of year with allergies, people should kind of wait till you get better and then get immunized.
Okay. What about the length and duration that it will last? Because some say, is it ever too early to get your shot? Because sometimes the flu, how long does it go into? Like April or?
Yeah, there has been some later flu seasons that go into the spring, but they're saying now that these flu shots are made so well that even shots they're gotten now even would last through that time. And especially with older people, younger people, there is a flu shot that has a little bit stronger antigens for those over 65, and I see that a lot, and I give that a lot to my patients as well.
So you get a flu shot, you're saying, hey, I don't want to get sick. That doesn't mean you're necessarily not going to get sick. It just might make it like what, less potent, I guess?
Exactly. If you do get the flu, then it will not be as severe. Every year there are about 200,000 people that get hospitalized. There could be up to 20 or 30,000 people that die from the flu. So it's very important to get that flu shot now.
If you've never had the shot, and if, a lot of people have allergies, eggs, etc. I mean, should you worry? What should you do if you're allergic to some of those things?
Yeah, absolutely. You should work with your doctor on that. Sometimes if you have very mild type reactions like hives, sometimes you're still okay to get it. But obviously if you have very severe reactions, you should talk to your doctor about that. There can be ways to do that, especially if you're in a high risk group that need a flu shot. Talk to your doctor about that.
Maybe get the live mist if you don't. If you're allergic to eggs, say, is it better to do it that way maybe or not?
Yeah, it can be. It can be, yeah. I mean, the best thing is to ask your doctor about that because, as we've been talking about, it's very complicated. There's a lot of these different flu shots, and what's the best for you? Ask your doctor about it.
There's no one easy fix. Okay.
And you're giving the shots at your practice.
Absolutely. We give them out every day. So, yeah, we get a lot of questions about it.
All right. Thanks, Doctor, for being here.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more First News right after this.
You're watching 27 First News with closed captioning brought to you by your local Ford dealers.
22 minutes after the hour right now. Now, if you get a flu shot every year, this year may be just a bit different.
You may have to ask a few more questions before you decide which shot to get, and Salem family practitioner Dr. Michael Sevilla is here this morning to help us sort it all out. Thanks for being up with us this morning, Doctor. First, let me ask you this question. I have not typically gotten a flu shot. Should I be considering getting one this year?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think everybody should be getting a flu shot. The recommendations now is everyone, 6 months of age or older should be getting a flu shot because, we never know what it's going to be every year as far as an epidemic or things breaking out. So this is definitely the time right now to get your flu shot.
There does seem to be a lot more talk about the flu shots this year because there's a new shot in circulation. Explain, what we should know, because do we really have to ask a lot of questions before we get our shot?
Yeah, the flu shot this year, there's usually 3 what they call antigens in there to protect people from the flu, but now there's a 4th one out there that protects you against 4, and there's about 130 million flu shots going to be in the United States. Only 30 million are going to have that 4th one, and the recommendations now are the 4th one is not any better than the third one, as long as you get your flu shot, it doesn't really matter. And you might have to call around to see, but I haven't heard of anybody locally here that has that.
Is there any difference in the cost or whether or not your insurance will cover it? Like, say you get the flu shot that has 4 strains in it, so you're basically protecting yourself for 4 kinds of flu. Or did you have to pay extra for that, or will you have to pay a little more out of pocket? How does that work?
That's a great question. No, it doesn't. Mainly, it depends on where your insurance covers. Sometimes they cover one pharmacy and not another pharmacy. So it's not really the shot, but it could be where you get your flu shot, or even at your doctor's office.
Okay.
So I'm guessing, as you said here, the first line of defense is to get your shot. What are some other things we can do to kind of prevent ourselves from getting sick, from getting the flu this season?
If you don't want to get the shot. Damon doesn't like shots.
I'll take the shot. That sounds like it's a good plan.
Well, I get a lot of questions from parents as well, you know, because, everybody's back to school and everybody has, coughs and colds and things and fevers. If kids or even adults start to get a fever, treat that with over-the-counter medicines, cover your mouth when you're coughing, and if you do have a fever or, feeling ill, maybe don't go to school until your fever is gone, or don't go to work because, everybody gets sick at work. And those are some simple things to kind of keep in mind as we go through the fall and the winter.
Probably wash those hands frequently.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Help protect yourself. We're going to have you back in the next hour to talk a little bit more. There are several different types of shots too, not just the 4-strain versus the 3-strain, but also there's the mist and there's that prick shot. It's something new. It's a little different. So I'm going to have you wait and explain that to us and why we should really maybe think about it before we decide where we're going and what we're going to do.
Great.